Hi everyone, I'm Daksh Jain and I'm a 17-year-old Python and web developer. In my free time, I usually work on computer vision and web projects, and other than that, I've been exploring GCP and UI UX designing on Figma. So today I'm going to talk about open source. I think a lot of you will be familiar with open source, but who are the newbies who have not explored open source? Okay, so first of all, why me? So I've been contributing to open source for over 2 years. I have over 150 followers and 600 stars and 2,500 contributions GitHub. I was an open source contributor at Google Code in 2019, Script Windows Code in 2021, and I was a project admin at GitHub Summer Code in 2022. I think some of you might know me if I contributed there. So first of all, what is even open source? Would I do that? No, okay. Okay, so an overview of open source. So open source on its surface is basically open source software, which is like the code of your software is designed to be publicly available to everyone. It can anyone can see it, modify it, and distribute it as they like it. So open source contributions work on community efforts. So the community consists of the maintainers, who write the original version of the code, and the contributors who write bug fixes or help the documentation or contribute to the code. So the maintainers, the contributors, they get a copy of the code which is on their account, which is called the fork, and they post their changes to their fork, and they create a pull request. So that pull request has to follow the licenses and the rules of the repo, which is made by the maintainer. So the contributor creates a patch and it gets upstreamed or merged to the main version. So that is basically how the development works. So next is why should you open source? Okay, anyone wants to give it a try? Why should you open source?
I have a question like how to find. I have a question. So like how do I find repos to contribute to?
Yeah, I talked that in the third section of the. Yeah. Okay, so benefits of open sourcing, of course, your GitHub becomes your resume. So as you contribute to open source, you show the world your skills, your coding skills, your collaboration skills, your development skills, and your problem solving skills. So GitHub basically becomes your resume. And of course, you improve your coding skills and you get a hands-on working in a collaborative environment. So when you contribute to open source, you have to talk to maintainers, your fellow contributors, and ask about what needs to be done, what needs to be changed. So that helps you building soft skills and having collaborative skills. And next is of course gain early employment, gain early experience for employment. So when you want internship or a job, even if you are starting, you have to have some kind of experience, and open source is probably the best way that to get the experience and show it to the community. And of course, when you contribute to open source, you increase your recognition and in the developer and open source community. And when you get more recognition in the community, you get noticed by people, your employers, and you can get job offers or internships or things. So some facts about open source. 89% of companies are using open source tech as of 2021. 97% of hiring managers say that hiring open source talent is a priority. And 50% of hiring managers plan to increase their hiring of open source professionals in the next 6 months. So how to get started with open source? So there are 3 ways to get started with open source. First is open source program. They are probably the best way to get started with open source. They are usually 1 to 3 months long, and there are mentors and project admins which help you out throughout the program. And there's a lot of projects to choose from, and sometimes you even get a stipend. For example, in Google Summer of Code, and even you also get swag and cash prizes for being a top contributor. So some examples are, of course, Google Summer of Code, Girl Script Winter of Code, and Social Summer of Code. And Social Summer of Code is actually up for registration. So if you want to get started with open source, go ahead to Social Summer of Code and you can register yourself there. Okay, I don't have the link right now. I'll share the link later. Next is contribute to the open source software which you already use. So when you contribute to the open source software you already use, you get recognized by hundreds or potentially thousands of people who are already using the software. And although they are not usually beginner friendly, you can get some some recognition in the community, and you can even get notice for potential job prospects.
Question. Like the open source projects are like they have a huge code base. So like how do I get started in that? Like do I understand the whole code base? Like how do I
if you're beginning, then I think the best thing is to start with open source programs, which are usually 1 to 3 months long.
Start finding spelling errors in the documentation.
And that's how.
No, there's a more simple way. Most open source projects have something called low-hanging fruits. They tag it. So according to them, it's simple to solve.
Your contribution does not need to be only code based, it can be documentation and other things. I'll explain, I'll talk about it in next slide. I think there was someone asking.
So I just want to say that you must be using open source tools in your day-to-day development, right? And no tool is perfect. You might be finding issues. Just get to that issue and isolate that problem with the code base. Don't go for the entire code. Isolate that problem with the code base and go for it. For example, one of my friends, how many of you know what World of Warcraft is? So WoW has a basically chat application written in C#, and usme there was a whitelist. Right? These are the people who you can whitelist for communicating with you. He was playing World of Warcraft. He wanted to introduce a blacklist too. So he went into the code. He didn't even know C#. He went into the code, found where it was being used, and modified it in such a way that it was introduced as a blacklist in the later. So that's the kind of problem that you want to start with.
yeah, so that is one way, and another way would be to find issues labeled good first issues or help on.
Yeah, the first time issues are first contributors that are issues. And like third is which is answer to your question, open source listing website. So there are a wide range of projects which you can contribute to. You can filter by the programming languages, the complexity and things like that. And there are special issues for first timers and beginners who want to get started with open source. So some websites are first timers only up for grabs and code trial. So you can visit these websites. There are a lot of reports you can contribute to. So types of contribution. So first is of course code. You can help with fixing bugs, adding new features and things like that. But your contribution does not need to be code only. You can contribute to documentation. You can write documentation, fix problems in documentation. And issues. You can contribute by opening issues about bugs or new features or something which can be added. Next is answering. You can answer to people asking for help in your GitHub issues or the discussions or pull requests. You can answer there. And then code reviews. If you don't like to write code but you want to review and test it, what you can do is review the code in the pull request, test the code and write tutorials about it, and etc. And last is non-software. So there are GitHub repos like lists. So let me show you. So they maintain a large list of open source projects, like it can be open source apps or open source programs. So there you can contribute to list-based projects. And you can even help with translations. Usually the translations are in XML. So if you know basic XML, you can just get into translation. So things to consider before contributing: the activity of the project. When was the last commit, and how many contributors are active, and how often do people commit? Because you don't want to contribute to a project which is dead. That will be just a waste of your time. And the project issues and the project PR. So you have to check how many pull requests are there, how many issues are there, are the maintainers responding to the pull requests and issues, and you have to be sure that they are active. And last is welcomeness. Do the maintainers respond to the questions? Are the people friendly in the chat, because you don't want a war in the discussions. So these are all you should consider before contributing. So next is open sourcing the right way. So there are some ethical rules which you should follow when open sourcing. So first is make sure to read the code of conduct, the contributing guidelines and the README. They often contain a lot of useful information which you need to know before getting started. Next is always open an issue before creating a pull request, because if you just directly send a pull request and the maintainers don't want it, then that would be just a waste of your time and your pull request get closed. Next is always get assigned to an issue. So if you are working on some issue and you are not assigned to it, it's possible that someone else is already working on it and they might create a pull request before you and you will waste your time. Next is always include the relevant screenshot of the changes, and make sure to test your changes before creating a pull request. That this is very important, because I as a maintainer, I have a lot of pull requests which are not properly tested. I have to write comments and fix it. So like right here, they had not created an issue and we had to close it. And next is first have appropriate issue and pull request titles and description. Please don't make it generic. And yeah, that is it. Thank you for your been a great
अब करेंगे